What's going on, beautiful people? It is I, your flying locomotive and faster than a speeding bullet SuperCliff, coming at you live with a brand new video. And for today's majestic and fantastic video, we are continuing with Jed MacKay's take on Moon Knight, issue number 17. But before we jump into the world of vampires and Egyptian gods, if you are new to the channel, then smash that like and subscribe button. That way you guys never miss out on anything that happens on this majestic channel. And because we managed to cross over 1,000 subs, let's raise the bar and go full on Super Saiyan as we try to get 80 more subs before the end of 2022. So yeah, don't be rude, it's free folks, it's the price of admission, don't be a nerd, show some class. Hit that subscribe button. Thus, without further ado, let's get dirty and physical with Moon Knight, issue number 17. Our story begins where the last issue ended, with Hunter's Moon, Moon Knight's brother-in-arm. The second Fist of Khonshu is found dead. Following his fight with the two hired assassins who were hired by the vampires, Hunter's Moon was murdered, and thus we bear witness to the aftermath of it, where Moon Knight and Tigra show up to find Hunter's Moon's body bashed, with crowbars and various weapons sticking out of his body like Boromir, and not the way we saw it in the movie, rather the way it was depicted in the books. Yep, in Two Towers Chapter 1 Amenhead, Boromir got fucking destroyed. Like the man had about 20 arrows sticking out of him. Yeah, it was pretty messed up. But I digress. Thus it's here where Moon Knight declares vengeance for his fallen friend. And without skipping a beat, we transition sometime in the future, where Moon Knight has already found the two assassins, and he is just wrecking havoc. Straight up, Moon Knight is giving these bad guys the beat down. However, we soon learn that the battle is not so straight up and simple. There's actually a plan involved. Because what we come to learn is that Moon Knight, while punching baddies in the mouth, he was also leading the assassins to his HQ, leading the bad folks back to the Midnight Mission. And in case anyone forgot, the Midnight Mission base has a mind of its own. It's a living house that loves to fuck with its trespassers. And spoilers, both the Nemean Lion and Grand Maul are in for one hell of a time.
We're gonna have a hell of a time. Woo!
And that's exactly what happens. For the Midnight Mission is straight up screwing with their minds, to the point where the villains are turned into cowards. And thus, now is the time for these D-list wannabe supervillains to be taught the lesson, the reason why the forces of darkness fear Moon Knight. Later on, we pick up with the Structure, who are currently hosting an event for their customers. Various vampires from across the globe, and some of the most dangerous of vampires to boot, are currently present. And thus we see the leader of this organization, Tudor, and he's greeting his vampire guests to this wonderful event, basically to show what his organization has been doing to the city, explaining the whole business end of his pyramid scheme. However, the party gets interrupted as the beaten bodies of the Nemean Lion and Grand Maul crash through the roof window as they crash land right in the middle of the event, to which we see the arrival, through badass fashion, of Moon Knight and Tigra. And with their arrival, Moon Knight declares that it's time to party. And that, folks, was the end of Moon Knight, issue number 17. And thank you guys for checking out my video, as it truly, truly means the world to me. Once more, Jed MacKay brings yet another fantastic addition to the story of Moon Knight. One of the things I really enjoy about the series is that MacKay knows when to move the plot forward. We don't stay in the same place for an issue or so longer than needed. The story and the situations keep progressing, and yet the pacing never feels rushed or stagnant. For example, when it came to Nick Spencer's Spider-Man run, the whole Kindred story arc stayed for like several issues and actually, in several arcs. And over time, it just became boring, which you, the reader, just get to the point where you just don't care anymore. Fortunately, that is not the case here. MacKay has a perfect sense of timing and knows when to push. More specifically, when it comes to the assassins hired by the vampires. We don't drag their story plot out. Moon Knight seeks vengeance following the death of Hunter's Moon, and he gets it. My only issue, though, with the book is the arc's main villain, Tudor. Granted, I love his plan, it's different, and MacKay takes the whole pyramid scheme in a very creative way, but the character of Tudor just feels like your typical bad guy. He's not like Zodiac, who feels like a threat, or has some level of personality. He's essentially a stand-in. Basically, any character, heck, a guy named Ted, can take over and do the exact same thing. My only hope is that a villain, someone like maybe Dracula, shows up and just takes over the whole shebang. But overall, it was a fun issue. It was mostly action. The Midnight Mission giving the villains a massive trip was pretty cool to see play out. So, there's that. But as always, I'm your majestic sayer over at SuperCliff, And if you guys are new to the channel, then do me a solid by smashing that like and subscribe button. And also hit the notification bell so you'll never miss out on an upload, and so you'll always be kept up to date with your favorite top tier comics happening in the comic book world. Now tell me, what are your thoughts and opinions on this issue? Are you guys excited for issue number 18? Let me know down in the comment section below. And until the next video, peace. Giggity goo.